So I know I'm not the first one to say Merry Christmas, but here we are celebrating the great feast of light bursting forth into our world in a renewed way. And we celebrate. So I want to share with you a verse from the Gospel of John. These things I have spoken to you, that my joy may be in you, and your joy may be complete. Complete joy. Complete joy. It might matter where we put the emphasis, on the complete or on the joy. So we've spent these last 4 weeks together thinking about the essence, and I'm going to say of the virtue of joy. We said that it can surprise us. We said it's an inside job. We said in this day and age, it's a radical act. We said that no storm can shake our inmost calm. Joy is never something that is controlled by outside of us, but it's a glimmer that rises inside of us. And the prophet Isaiah says, the people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. So it's not that we live our lives in darkness all the time, and then at Christmas time, all of a sudden there's a light. But it's a reminder to us that in the midst of a drowsy heart, as we talked about in week 1, in the midst of the anxieties of daily living, that we can feel burdened. And as we celebrate the feast of Christmas, it's a reminder that our rock, the presence of God in our lives, is a way to experience light beyond all lightness. So as we did in week 1, I want you to just check in with your heart again. How would you describe the joy that might be nestled in there somewhere? Has it grown in these weeks? Have you been able to see it more clearly? I want to share with you a personal experience from this past summer. I had the privilege of being the presider at my grandson's wedding. And I have to say to you that as I stood before my grandson and his wife, I saw joy just exuding from them. I also have to say that as I looked at the wedding pictures after the fact, the joy wasn't the same as I saw in their eyes standing right in front of them. In some ways, I would say it was complete joy. That, as a matter of fact, will need to sustain them when life unfolds as we know it will. So in those just little seconds of complete joy, we get strength for daily life. It's complete joy. There's a book, perhaps you're familiar with it. It's called The Book of Joy. And I'm going to suggest that if you've already read it, that you make the commitment to read it again. And if you haven't read it, that you make the commitment to read it. The Book of Joy. It's a conversation between His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Archbishop Desmond Tutu. And they talk about complete joy. Complete joy. And they express joy in their conversation in an incredible way. They talk about 8 pillars of joy. And I'm going to share them with you, and you will unpack them more as you read the book. Perspective, humility, humor, acceptance, forgiveness, gratitude, compassion, and generosity. Now, as I was thinking about complete joy, and as I spent some time looking through these 8 pillars again, what I found for myself is I couldn't think of anything else to add. It's complete joy when we're generous and when we are able to laugh at ourselves, like the Dalai Lama and Archbishop Desmond Tutu are so able to do. When there's a sense of compassion, when I have perspective, then joy can be complete. What I would invite all of us to as we begin this new year is to make a renewed commitment to experience joy in the simple, in the ordinary, in the midst of tumult and strife. A renewed commitment to the virtue of joy. And maybe, just maybe, we can make an impact on the world around us so that it's more joyful and more peaceful and more loving for those around us. So please pray with me. God of all goodness, may I always know that you are closer to me than I can even fathom. You continue to call me, and all of us, from darkness into light and hope. As I let go of this past year and let come this new year, may your compassion and love flow through me so that the world may truly be a more loving, just, and peaceful place for all. Amen.